Saeimas nama būvvēsture.
The history of construction of the main building of the Saeima in Riga's landscape is as interesting as the political history of this building. The history of the building can be traced back to St. Mary's Magdalene's Church, located at this part of the city, and to the first building of the Livonian knighthood in 1572. In the second half of the 19th century, namely in 1867, a new building was constructed according to the design made by Robert Pflug, a Baltic German architect, and Friedrichs Baumanis, the first academically educated Latvian architect. The main building of the Saeima is a notable example of collaboration between two outstanding architects. After its completion in 1867, the building was reconstructed twice, at the end of the 19th century and at the beginning of the 20th century, when Wilhelm Saeima, the designer of the National Museum of Art, took part in the reconstruction. Later, after the building was set on fire in 1921, Eižens Laube, a prominent architect at that time, as well as Aleksandrs Birznieks, a brilliant architect and the designer of the interior of the Red Room of the Saeima, took an active part in the renovation. Although the eclectic style would have suited the building at the time of its reconstruction in the second half of the 19th century, it is a typical example of the Neo-Renaissance style and thus a reflection of historicism.
Šim namam tā tapšanas brīdī 19. gadsimta otrajā pusē būtu.
The desire of the Livonian knighthood to erect a building in the palazzo style is understandable. The architect Eižens Laube, who was well versed in classical elements, blended them together with national motifs. Later, when the building of the Saeima were occupied by the Supreme Council of the Latvian SSR, reconstruction at the main building of the Saeima, including walling up of one of the inner courtyards, was carried out by Ojārs Dombrovskis, a renowned architect at that time. Then came the 1990s. The Supreme Council was replaced by the Saeima, and as a result of the cooperation between our colleague Andris Veidemanis and the Architectural Investigation Group, the interior of the building assumed its current appearance.
Ir radījis to iekštelpu tēlu, kādu mēs to lietojam šodien.